Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. Oh, hello Stella, my little cat here. Heard that I'm doing a reading without her, so she's here. Her job is to sit on my lap and purr, so all right, you can sit there. That's a good girl. She's already got happy feet, so we're in good paws here. All right, so where was I? Okay, so this is a collective or general reading, so take what works for you, leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning that it's the perfect time for you to watch it right now. And if it has been some time since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, this could be helpful for you to understand your situation better now. And we have justice coming in. So this reading is about justice. Justice is talking about redemption from karma, as well as just justice in general. So this could be, justice is meted out from the spiritual realm down to the physical. So this veil in the background here is saying that this person is or this figure who represents justice is bringing the justice in from across the veil into the 3D. It also can represent redemption from karma. And so this redemption from karma is, she's ready to wield this sword of justice. She's got her right foot forward, ready to take action. And we have the energy of the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles, the energy is talking about, the King of Pentacles represents someone who is really admired for his business acumen. The King has, the Pentacles represent health, wealth, happiness. Of course, a big part of that happiness in the 3D is your lifestyle. Money is a big part of your lifestyle, but you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want to be living. So the King of Pentacles is sitting on his throne, and he has grapes on his robe, representing that it's really challenging to grow grapes. You know, it's a luxury thing, and so you have to be talented to be able to do so. We have the energy of conviction beyond a doubt. So this is the Seven of Wands. In the Seven of Wands, he has his wand across his heart, protecting it. He is up on higher ground. He has the energy of a boot on one foot and a shoe on the other, which can represent being straddled between two worlds. This energy can also represent maybe he was just in a hurry because he had to protect himself and go up on higher ground here. We have this energy here of sabotage coming in. So this is talking, the Ten of Swords is representing, the swords represent your thoughts, your mental intelligence, and your discipline of your mind. And so this represents a lot of thoughts directed your way to take you down and put you in this position where you're unalived. This unalived energy is talking about, you know, it could be like a decade, because there's 10 swords here representing 10 years possibly. It could be more than that or less than that, but it's at least a decade possibly. And then it also is talking about at least 10 times. Could be 10 people in 10 different situations. So this energy, we have this energy of his hand in the form of a blessing. And this blessing is talking about, you know, it could be a blessing in disguise that this has happened because it's going to end the cycle. And this card is talking about the Fool out on his journey. So the Fool is beginning his journey, and he starts at the 0 point, and then he takes his journey out into the world. And as he takes his, embarks upon his journey, he starts at the 0 point, and he doesn't have a lot of baggage with him. He's got this little dog here, which represents innocence, and he is just beginning a brand new cycle, and it's coming up after this card here. So this could represent the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. We have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles represents a reward coming in. This is a gift from the divine and from the universe, talking about staying on your destined path and being able to keep on that destined path, and having that energy of the pentacle is talking about a reward. So this is a big upgrade in your lifestyle. And then we have the energy of the Eight of we have the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is talking about, this is the only card where the person is actually making money. And so making money is talking about, like they're actually working on the coin. And so working on this coin, the energy is either you just began a project, you're on the second one and you have 6 to go, or you have these 6 and you are on the 7th and have an 8th to go. So this is representing, you know, hammering that energy in. This is the only card that where the person is actually working on the money. So this is talking specifically about being very focused on working on money at this time. And we have the energy of the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is sitting on her throne, and she is representing someone who has a lot of, she has in a position where she has been there, done that, and she has the t-shirt, and she's not willing to put up with any bullshit whatsoever. So she's got her, in her right hand, she's got her sword, and this is like the sword of justice here in the right hand. She's ready to wield it. If you come in incorrect, she's like, I'm not putting up with any bullshit from you whatsoever. And so this energy is talking about the energy of having her head above the clouds. She understands where she wants to go. The queen is sometimes considered the coldest queen of them all, and she is in a position where she wasn't always this cold, basically, but she's, as I said, she's been there, done that, and has the t-shirt, and she does not want to repeat mistakes from the past. She now has clarity about where she's going, and she's a strong individual. And then we have this energy here, and it's talking about the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is talking about someone, the pages would, you know, work for the kingdom from the age of 7 to 14, and they would come from the surrounding families that, you know, in the area, the higher society families. We can see that this Page of Swords, it's a form of communication coming in, because that would be their main task, is that they would deliver messages in the court, and then, you know, back and forth between people. And, you know, we have here the energy also of a golfer, and I feel like it looks kind of like someone's about to take a swing in golf, and I feel like that represents like keeping your eye on the ball. Of all the pages, this was the only one. He's not focused on his sword here. He's focused on, he already has the thought. He is looking outside the box and looking as a visionary into the future, and he's ready to, you know, think as a visionary. Where is he going to go? Then we have the energy of the 11 of Cups and the 11 of Cups. Where am I getting that from? There is no 11. There's 10 cups at the most in the tarot, but for some reason that came out of my mouth, so it's kind of interesting. We don't have any other cups here. I should just mention I'm building a pyramid, and this energy here at the bottom of the pyramid is representing the tools that you have for the situation that you're in. And then this is moving forward into this energy of, you know, the obstacles that you're going to come across. So this energy here, this person is very, is sitting on the stage, and he's very, you know, he's very, what's the word I'm looking for? The chances of him winning are very high. For whatever reason, I can't spit it out. My tongue is tied today a bit. We have this energy of nine cups here. So this is saying that he's wishing for something, but if you're wishing for something, it means that you really don't have it yet. So it means that you have to put some energy into it, stay focused. And you can see from his body language here that he's leaking energy from the bottom half of his body, and here is his hands are making like an infinity symbol. And so this reminds me of a genie. But when you're wishing for something, you still need to put the energy in and keep your focus. A lot of times, you know, this energy too, we can't really tell, is this in the past and these cups are behind him, or are they hanging over his head, or is he, you know, are they forward and he's back, so this has already happened? It would depend on your situation. We have the Emperor here, and the Emperor is all about performance. The Emperor is sitting on his throne, and he has the energy of his armor underneath his robes. And this is talking about getting ready to get up at a moment's notice to, he's all about performance. And so this is talking about being in the energy of all four queens or kings rolled into one person, and having all of those skills and abilities to deal with life, which is why he's so high performance. He'd be at the top of whatever field he's in, a CEO, that kind of energy. We have the energy of the Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles is representing the energy of, this is like an infinity loop, and this is talking about multitasking, putting energy into this energy of the Pentacles. It's talking about having to juggle time and manage time, and possibly like this could represent an energy of working two jobs, or possibly being in a position where you're going to school and paying for a job, that kind of energy. This card says juggle your options, but never juggle your morals. Then we have the King of Wands, and the King of Wands is representing a king that's sitting on his throne, and he is a visionary. So this is the kind of energy. This king is considered the sexiest, most charismatic of all the kings in the tarot. This energy is also talking about having like someone who likes to look into the future, like this energy here, and someone who is, able to make shift happen, basically. The wand here is made of wood, which represents the tree. A tree has deep roots, and then it also has power, the offshoots here, the branches. And then this is talking about the energy of the salamanders that are in with the tail in a loop like this, and the lion on the back represent an energy of protection from fire. But what's interesting is I saw this face in here about a month ago now, I guess, and I can't get it out of my mind. So I'm always like, if it looks like there's two eyes here and smoke coming out of the nose and the mouth, and this is the energy, if there's smoke, there's fire kind of energy. And we've got this salamander here on the bottom, also representing that protection from fire. That's his element. And so this is someone who's very visionary. He's very charming, and people really like to be in his energy. He's a lot of fun to be with. And then we have this energy here of the High Priestess, and the High Priestess energy is talking about the energy of the High Priestess is someone who's very extremely intuitive. She follows the cycles of the moon. She has these two pillars actually represents the energy of Jesus and the devil, of good and bad, extremes. And if you can be in the middle of this energy and then get neutral to the extremes, then you can be neutral to the energy in the middle. And then we have the Ten of Wands. And so the Ten of Wands represents the energy of someone who has a heavy burden that they're carrying. Like this is a heavy load to carry. And so this is talking about having the courage to be able to move forward. This card here can represent sometimes like carrying other people's burdens, but it also represents the actions and non-actions of yourself. And so these are the seeds that you planted. This is basically your harvest coming in. So some of these could be like an energy of plant, like your heart, they're heavy with fruit of your labor, and it's time to enjoy that labor. He's so close to home, but he can't see the forest for the trees because of that energy of, of being so, the detail, really not being able to see the big picture, basically. And it's saying, this card is saying, don't quit now. You're so close to your goal. It's time to really push forward and keep moving. This energy is talking about also, it could be like, sometimes we plant seeds, and maybe 5 years later, those seeds are not what we want anymore. So it's not necessarily, if you've taken an action and then you've been working on it, that you now are in this position where you've been working on this action, and say you bought a house and you really enjoy the house and you really like it, but now you want to make a big change in your life and possibly move. And so that energy is talking about being able to move forward and you know, and you can't because you have to sell the house. That's kind of energy, and maybe the market is soft. So what used to be something that you considered a big asset is now holding you back. And so there can be that kind of energy where it's like still an asset. It's just that your life circumstances have changed. And then we have the King of Swords here, and the King of Swords would be someone that is very intelligent. This is representing, of course, the mental intelligence and the discipline of the mind. And so the more discipline you have of your mind, the more able you are then to move into a position to use your words with power. So this energy represents someone that earns their living on a professional level. This would be someone like that would be maybe in the legal system. If they're a lawyer, they would be a partner in the firm. This is representing the energy of maybe judges. This could be a minister, you know, in the government, or someone in the Senate, that kind of energy. It could be an influencer. Also, this energy talks about having a lot of discipline of your mind, and also understanding that a combination of your logic and your intuition is going to bring creative solutions to you. We have this energy, you know, it could also be a surgeon, someone, you know, or an author, that kind of energy, using words. And so the king is very much aware that words can be very powerful, and that they can be used as weapons, and they can also be used as and, you know, to uplift people. And so then we have the energy here of the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands is an energy of someone. This queen sits on her throne, and she's known for being really having a sunny disposition, which is the sunflower here. She also is very, and she follows God, and she has this energy, the veil here. And this veil is representing how thin the veil between the spiritual world and the physical world are. This energy is talking about her being able to use her logic and her intuition to come to really strong conclusions and creative solutions. And this little black cat here represents the fact that, like, she, you know, a lot of people won't get a black cat because they're superstitious, but she doesn't care about that because she relies on her ability to come up with creative solutions for any problem. And, you know, I have a little cat on my lap right now, and she's purring away, bringing the vibration up. And we have the energy here of the wands, and the wands are representing the energy of, you know, it's made of wood. So wood feeds fire, and this is the element of fire. And also we have the deep roots from our ancestors, as well as the descendants, like the branches on the tree. We have this energy here of the Three of Pentacles, or Three of Wands. So this energy here, this is talking about someone that's standing on the edge of change, basically. And so this is talking about wanting to make a move forward. You know, the ships are sailing by, and this guy is going, hey, I want to hop on that ship. Sometimes this can represent someone who's leaving a couple, like maybe it's divorce, or just breaking up with someone and wanting to be single and be on their own again. And this distant horizon over here, I know it looks like this is sand, but it's actually just the sun shining on this. Kind of reminds me of the yellow brick road, wanting to get on the yellow brick road. And then we have this energy here of the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is representing this energy of being like in a mental prison, basically, and being bound to it and feeling like you're really duty bound. And so it's kind of an energy of not knowing which way to go. We do have her right foot is stepping forward onto dry land, and her left foot is still in this puddle here. So this is representing an energy of you know, I feel like that at one point there was more water here, and this was like she's been here for a long time trying to figure out where she's going and not being able to see. But now she only has this one sword in front of her, and I feel like that's the one that she's thinking about taking action on. And like this, I feel like there was more water here before, and this might even be the tears that she's cried. And now it's drying up and her emotion is getting calmer. So now she's in a position where she can move forward. We have the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God coming out. This is the Ace of Swords. This is a gift from the divine and also from the universe, saying that the truth is going to come out and the truth will set you free. So this is talking about, you know, what's going on and the tools you have, the obstacles you'll come across. This is coming, the courage to face them, and this is now moving into your heart's desires. And so we have the King of Cups coming in now. Yay, there's the King of Cups. So here's some love coming in. So this is the King of Cups is the most emotionally available of all the kings. He's sitting out in this slab here on his throne, and there's all this volatile water around him, and this represents chaos and mixed emotions. He has his right foot forward though, so he's ready to take action when he feels the time is right. He's the most emotionally available of all the kings, so he's in this energy where he patiently waits until the time is right before he is going to offer his cup of love. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is talking about the energy of the queen. She's sitting on her throne and she has like a really big pentacle here. This is representing her ability to be very resourceful, and she is been sitting in this energy of being able to make something out of nothing, and really admired for that ability. She prefers quality over quantity. This card represents someone who has generational wealth, something that is a legacy to pass down to your children and your grandchildren. Someone who's really reliable. And then we have the Five of Cups, and this is like crying over spilt milk kind of energy, if you've heard of that saying. These cups have spilled and this person is like in remorse and regret over what's happened. But there's two cups here and they have wine in them, and then this one has like some other liquid in. So sometimes this can represent a third party involvement in a relationship. But this person could stand here for the rest of their life and look at those cups and be in regret and remorse. He needs to turn around and take a look at the two standing behind him and really say, okay, well, I'm going to pick these up and I'm going to appreciate them, and I'm going to walk down this path, cross the bridge over troubled water, and get to my castle and heal. And this is talking about, you can see in the background here that the castle is half empty, or half dilapidated and half standing. And so sometimes this energy can also represent the, you know, an attitude. Is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? And then we have the Ace of Cups coming in. So look at that. There's a lot of aces here. These are a lot of rewards. So this is, you know, the new energy coming in right now on the planet with all the energy that's out there right now. It's really, you know, there's a lot happening in the world, and a lot of people, there's a lot of new and having to make adjustments. So this is embracing the new energy is a great idea, especially when it comes to love. So if you know, someone has already been regretted and they're trying to come back in or whatever, God is saying, why don't you take a new cup of love? And this energy is like, there's this dove, you know, and this is talking about having peace in your relationship, having the ability to be able to, you know, have peace of mind when you're with this person and be able to count on them. And that the cup is overflowing with love. It's an everlasting love. And we also have the energy here of, you know, the water just replenishing itself. And the lilies here represent, you know, lilies grow out of the mud from the bottom of the water, and they come up, and they're some of the most beautiful flowers of all. We have walking away energy here. So this is talking about 8 cups. Walking away from these 8 cups. We have an energy here of, you know, it looks like things were going well, and then, you know, this is this 3 cups energy, these 2 that are together, and then a third party energy, and there's a gap in them. And so this is talking about walking away, or you walking away or someone else walking away. And we have the full moon and the new moon. And so this is that eclipse energy. And so the eclipse energy can last a really, really long time. Like, you know, over 6 months. It's not so sudden like the tower usually. Sometimes it could be. But the thing about the eclipse energy is we can kind of get really hyper focused on one area of our life and then not be like be so hyper-focused we don't see the big picture. So it's saying take your time and make sure that you have your facts straight before walking away. But if you're ready to walk away, then walk away. That's the kind of energy. This is saying I'm done. I'm not willing to put up with any of this energy anymore. We have the being out in the cold. This energy is talking about energy of two people that are collaborating with each other because they both are feeling left out in the cold. This person here is on crutches and this one's barefoot in the snow. And so they are empowering each other, doing what they can for each other, and this is the position they're in. They are in a position where they are being ostracized by society. This one is wearing a bell, and in the old days, like, they didn't have apps, so they would have a bell instead, and if you didn't, if you were considered to possibly have the plague, then they would hear you coming from a mile away, and as you came into town, which kind of made it hard to get a job or, be around people. They're walking by a church here, so perhaps they're going to go into the church and get respite. The Five of Pentacles represents like you have half of what you want or half of what you need, and it's kind of an energy. The snowflakes are kind of like an energy of the flakes coming down. Anyone can handle a flake or two, but if you have too many flakes, it'll collapse your house. We have the energy of the shift disturber coming in. So this card is talking about an energy of someone who likes to stir the pot kind of energy. And sometimes they think it's funny and they're just being goofy, but it can cause a lot of issues. There's two swords planted here and they're sneaking off with 5. So it's kind of like, is this a thief? And then, maybe it's, like, what is he doing? He's in broad daylight and he's sneaking around. He's a walking contradiction, basically. He's looking back over his shoulder and walking forward. But he's not watching where he's going. And look how he's carrying the swords. Like, this is so dangerous. Who carries swords like this? And why is he? Is he leaving 2 behind? Like, are the villagers going to get, say, you stole my swords. No, you stole them. And then they get in a fight. It's a really weird energy. And sometimes this can really be about innovative thinking, but kind of in a dangerous way, like something like just causes issues, like this person could think it's funny, but it can really disturb someone else's life, basically. So when I see this card, I always think, it sometimes can represent, because this is broad daylight, it can represent like white collar crime kind of energy, like a thief that does his work in the daylight kind of energy. And behind the scenes or whatever. And so when this card comes up, I just say, take it with, a grain of salt and just treat it as like if you ever are going to sign contracts or anything like that, any leases, any agreements, what you want to do is you want to make sure that, you dot your I's and cross your T's. Then we have an energy of the devil coming in, and the devil energy is about temptation. So temptation is just something, that we all as human beings come across. The devil energy, there's 2 lovers here, and these lovers are yoked to each other, and then they're chained to the box of Saturn. Saturn, the planet of Saturn rules the devil energy, and he's hunched over this box, and he is in a position of, this is more like lust than love kind of energy. And so he has, there's a lot of talk about, the devil, selling your soul to the devil, etc. The one thing that we do have is choice. And so this devil energy, whenever it comes up, it's very manipulative. So I always look at it from the perspective, I cover it and see which minion does he send in. The devil's an archetype, so he can't really do his own dirty work. He has to send someone in to do it. And also, it's an energy of, what is this about, and does God step in? So yeah, it's talking about the hermit going up to the top of the mountain and asking God, hey God, should I do this? So it's when you're confused or you've gone through a dark night of the soul and you're in this confused energy like this, the hermit climbs to the top of the mountain and he gets his light full when this lantern is full of the North Star energy, which represents you staying on your destined path. then his rod lights up and it's golden, and it's like, okay, it's time to come down from the mountain and put what I've learned from going inward and meditating and being with God, and bring that energy down to earth. And then we have the hangman energy. The hangman is talking about taking that time again and hanging from the tree of knowledge until you know. He's hanging upside down because he wants to get a totally different perspective of the situation and look at it from all angles. He is hanging from this tree, and he is, or from the tree of knowledge. And once he feels like, okay, I know which direction to go, I'm going to take action on that. We have the energy of the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is where the past moving up to the top and down to the future. So this is saying that you're someone who's very successful and admired in the business sense, the High Priestess energy, you're intuitive. You have a lot to carry, and some of it might be harvest and some of it might be other people's burdens. There's some regret over a situation in love. Or it could be something that you love to do or love to be. It doesn't have to be romantic love. It quite often is. When this card comes up, especially when we have the Ace of Cups on top, because this is talking about sending in a divine person. And then we have the Temptation card here, and turning to God to ask to God for help. Like, I really want to be with this person, but is this the right person for me to be with? And then we're talking about having the hangman energy, where we go inward and we hang from the tree of knowledge and we wait there. We have this energy here of, the shift disturber. This could be like just playful energy that's gone wrong or isn't funny to you kind of energy, but funny to them. This is talking about being left out in the cold and feeling like you don't fit into society. Now, what I'll say there is, a lot of times, God, if you have unique qualities and you don't fit in and you never felt like you fit in, that might be because you're not supposed to fit in. Maybe you're the person who's supposed to put the puzzle together rather than, being a piece in the puzzle. Then we have the Ace of Swords here, and the Ace of Swords is about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. This is an energy of the truth will set you free and free your mind by using your intuition with your logic. So you can, and this is representing, it's on both sides of this here. So it's basically saying, make sure that you put down burdens that don't belong to you and let other people carry them and move forward in that way. We do have the Page of Swords energy. The Page of Swords is an energy of having a breath of fresh air. Like, this is like a wonderful new thought and wanting to implement it and then put it into action. And then we have the Queen of Swords energy. The Queen of Swords energy is having discipline in your mind, having discipline of your actions. This is talking about the justice and having that redemption of karma coming in as well on the spiritual level as the physical. So we do have a really cool reading here. This is just talking about how life is, how we handle our problems in life, basically. A lot of my daily readings are more global than individual, although there's individual elements. I'm going to move forward now and clarify for those of you who want more clarification. If you're getting off this platform here now because I've got whatever I want out of this, thank you for your time and energy, and consider giving it a like and comment. It really empowers me to build my channel. I really appreciate it. All right, so Tales from the Vector is something I started in 2007. And I completed the last painting in 2020. I've been working to get the deck out now. I have a lot of written information. I've taught this information at seminars in the past, and also have had the cards out at psychic fairs, but I didn't have all the paintings done. So now I'm in the energy of bringing it out finally. And I will, in the description box below, I will have the numbers of the cards as there's numbers on these cards, and these cards represent the paintings as they're listed in my gallery on my website. And so you can check it out there. I will put the information in the box below, and I will put the numbers of the cards in the order they appear here. So we have the Chariot energy. The Chariot is talking about the power of spin. So the power of spin is talking about being able, like in my oracle, this is the yin yang symbol, and it's about the yin yang symbol being able to having that real strong balance between masculine and feminine, and like the extremes, so that you can be comfortable somewhere in the middle. And we have the Magician. So the Magician energy is talking about an energetic upgrade. The Magician energy is, in my oracle, it's a beautiful golden dragonfly, and she's playing in a puddle. And it's all about, it's an energetic upgrade. And that dragonfly is from Peru. And we have this energy here of the All-Star energy. And so this is having the insight. And that's talking about going inward and being able to use your intuition. So All-Star is insightful. This is talking about using your third eye, your logic and your intuition combined, so that you can make strong choices. We have Temperance here. Temperance is all about being devoted to your path. This is really having the patience to stay on your path. It can be quite challenging, and being devoted to that energy. We have the Judgment card coming in here. This is God's judgment, and so this is being unfettered. So being in a position of, this is a beautiful pink and green dragon, and she actually shows up twice they're twins basically. In this one, she's upright, and this is talking about the cosmic heart and the cosmic heart chakra, and this is talking about the energy of being in that energy of being in the cosmic heart, and the judgment coming from God. When you think about it, God's the only one who can really judge other people, because God is the only one that understands what what a person has gone through to put them in that position. We have this energy of the Emperor. The Emperor is talking about high level performance. This is talking about moving forward into this energy of being all about performance, someone who embodies the qualities of all four of the kings. This is talking, it's right on this reward here. So this is saying you've really stayed on your path, and you've been on this designated path, and that's, you're being honored by the universe for that. We have the Superstar energy. This is about being able to speak your truth and stepping forward in that energy, having harmony with your words as well as in your work, basically. That's the kind of energy. We have Cancer, the adolescent energy. So you notice down on this bottom level, these are all vertical cards. Energetically, when things are vertical, when lines are vertical, that's really strong energy. When it's horizontal, you look at someone in a horizontally striped shirt, it breaks the energy up and causes it like kind of a weakness in the energy. Whereas if you look at someone in a pinstripe suit, we don't have that so much anymore, but if you think about the old days, when they had the pinstripe suits, anytime there's vertical stripes, those vertical stripes are going to strengthen someone. So in my oracle, any of the cards that are vertical because they are, vertical energy is strong. It makes you want to stand up straight right away when you, like, oh yeah, like vertical. And then we have the energy of the cards coming in. When I'm talking about the horoscope cards when they come in, I'm not talking about individuals. That's not my intention. Like, oh, a Cancer did this, or a Taurus did that, or whatever that kind of energy is. I'm talking about what can we learn from the state of being of that sign. Like the Cancer energy represents an adolescent energy. You think of young girls, and you think about, when they're about to begin their cycle, and the Cancer energy is ruled by the moon. And so it's saying use your intuition at this time, just like the High Priestess does, to be able to use a combination of your logic and your intuition, so that you can really come to conclude, strong choices. This is the Sun. The Sun is the energy of God, basically, and this is talking about The sun is the happiest card in the deck, and it shines light and on everything else here. We have surrender. So surrender energy is talking about sometimes we have to just surrender our path to God and do it that way. And this can also include psychic energy. Sometimes when our ancestors are trying to reach us from the other side, they will sometimes feel a bit of a cold breeze when their energy comes in, if you're someone that is attuned to that kind of energy. We have the Aquarius energy. I feel like, yeah, we for sure have moving into the age of Aquarius from the age of Pisces now. It's a very different kind of energy, and you can really see it with all the AI, because the Aquarius energy is ruled by the element of air, and Pisces is watery, so it's more emotional. And now we're kind of, you see that like with all the AI and all the energy all the information that's out there in the world right now. I don't know, it's a 2,160-year cycle. So to move from one age into another age. So it's kind of like, it could take a lot of time here, that kind of energy. Then we have anger is a karmic space that we can all get into. We can have direct karma with someone. This is, our own actions, indirect, our ancestors or descendants' actions, and we have to pay, the debt for that. And it's not, karma is not actually about punishment. It's more about cause and effect, your actions and your inactions, and they add up, and eventually, one of the karmic spaces is anger, and that anger is something that we can pass down from generation to generation, and it doesn't really benefit anyone. You can motivate yourself with anger for a while, but it's the gift that keeps on giving, because it just doesn't it just feeds more anger, basically. You don't want to have a bunch of angry people in your family. And then we have the Taurus energy. The Taurus energy is the toddler of the universe. It's the second zodiac sign. And the toddler energy is learning about receiving. This is also ruled by the Venus energy. On March 6th, like it's March the 8th or 9th now. And so when this comes out, so the energy of Venus is talking about the give and take in life and learning that. If you give a toddler, if you try and get a toddler to share, they're so sweet and so cute, and they're learning so much, and they're always asking why. But then all of a sudden you try and get them to share, and they're not good at it yet. They haven't learned about that. And that's about like they're represented by the bull or the steer. And this energy is talking about having a stubborn streak. I like to say it's determined, more of a determined energy. And, they just have to learn. And you could be any age and be in this energy where you don't really want to share, or you're giving too much and you're not taking enough. That kind of energy. We have the world. So the world is talking about the end of a cycle. And basically the end of the cycle is, the beginning of a new one, basically. When, the more that you know, the more that you find out you don't know. So, yeah, this is a real nice, gentle reading. I really enjoyed it. I hope you also have. If you have, please do give it a like and comment. I really appreciate it. It does help me build my channel. And also consider subscribing to the channel if you resonate with the energy. I would be honored if you did so. I will be back with another daily tarot oracle reading for you again tomorrow. Bye for now. Oh, sorry, Stella. Hold on, little kitty. I had to wake you up.